Can I just say that your guys' the more you've shown me of Patreon posts and like Reddit posts, your guys' fan base is so incredibly deep and lovely that it blows my mind. I'm learning the intricacies of this collective fandom, and it's really so lovely.
Isn't it? It's crazy,
I
and
know.
it doesn't stop being
You're
that
good
way.
boys, and you got some good babies that are watching and supporting, and it makes me very, very happy.
Thanks, babe. It's also like they're real smart.
Oh, they're so smart, which is also a little unnerving how intelligent they are, but it should speak to how smart you guys are to cultivate that kind of.
Thanks, babe. That's real sweet of you.
No, it's just it's very cool to see. It's
Yo,
very,
we got.
very cool.
I'm not gonna get into it, but because I got one of my problems in life is that I have a big old dumb mouth. I didn't used to have a big old dumb mouth, and I have a big dumb mouth.
When
now.
did the transition happen?
Years of therapy, like too much therapy, and then
When you started paying to talk?
when I started paying to talk, then I was like, I can do this for free all the time.
Why am I doing it here? I can do it everywhere.
You want to listen to what I have to say? But man, guys, it has been such a crazy, transformative time that we've been in, a hectic time, and so we're gonna try to keep this nice and light and fun. But hope you're doing well. But there's exciting stuff on the horizon that I'm not gonna talk about because sometimes it's cool to keep things so close to the chest, so mystique, so filled with mystique.
Yeah, but your big old mouth.
I'm so excited.
You're dropping some thoughts and ideas.
I'm doing the
about
YouTube
things.
vague.
Secret project.
Yeah, secret project. I can't talk about that. Okay, so first question.
So these are all from Patreon.
All from our lovely patrons over at Patreon. Don't you look at it, you little rascal.
I'm not looking. You have
I saw your eyes.
Your screen is tinted, so I can't even read it if I wanted to. And there's that.
And thank you to whoever did the intro for this, by the way. Okay, Micah Alley says, quick question. How is Joe both so handsome and so funny?
I mean, how is Joe all of the wonderful things that he is? I mean, what's it like for him? He's also the most humble person I maybe have ever met in my entire life. Mm-hmm. And he is so incredibly talented on so many fronts that, I mean, it must be exhausting to be so good and to have such humility about it at the same time.
Yeah, it's...
I hope he sleeps. I'd like a TikTok of him sleeping.
I don't know if he's eating. He doesn't eat. Do you know this? Have you ever seen Joe eat? I bet you haven't.
No, I've seen him fart, which makes me think he eats because that means his digestion is doing something to something in his body.
Last night we were we got done with a really heavy conversation that was very beautiful, and I opened my phone and there was a text from Steve, and it's just a video of his face, and it just goes, he's out in his balcony like that, and then just without missing a beat, Grace is like, "Who is that? Was that Steve? Is that Steve farting?" And it was a very beautiful
you
moment.
guys communicate
and
in
Joe,
a certain way.
Yeah, and Joe knows how to fart like a cartoon.
But the thing that I've learned that you've just introduced me to is that Joe is doing incredible work over on TikTok secretly and has for months and has built up a giant fan base over there, which is the most Joe Beretta thing that you could do, which is just secretly infiltrate another platform and thrive on it completely and then go, oops, by the way, this is happening over here for me.
Yep.
It's great.
It's
and it's like
perfect.
His brain works in those completely random small chunks of silliness, which is just what works is perfectly on TikTok. And so highly recommend if you guys, I'm sure you already all have because you're great fans, but highly recommend.
I didn't know. It took
yeah, you're his best friend, and you didn't know for months.
I on my own accord.
And we don't mean to be outing Joe right now, but
I've run out of things to look at, and I got so bored that I looked at my friend's stuff.
Yeah, that's how you really know that you're out of things when you start actively looking at your friend's content.
Like you can't just talk to him, but I went down the wormhole a little bit, and I was like, he knows exactly what he's doing. This is really good.
His brain's so built for it, it's perfect, and he's just so humble about it. It's so funny.
But how is he both so handsome and so funny? I think it's the humility. I think the humility keeps him young. I think that's how you can keep both of those.
Yeah, you know that people get old when they're raging narcissists.
Exactly.
That takes it out of you.
Grace.
Yes.
Next question.
Okay.
Comes from our lovely patron, Sarah Griffiths.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Sarah. She's over on This
Lovely.
Might Get Weird, too.
Oh yeah, lovely. She's a lovely gal. I hit the wrong button, so
I
it's
know.
gonna
I'm
give me a
watching you
second.
stall while
There
you
it
try
is.
to reload your page.
You're not gonna
right
believe
now.
this crazy question. What's a
Okay.
weird habit the other person has that you find entertaining?
Oh, easy. I call you Eliot Put Down Morgan because you put things down so haphazardly through the house that if I'm looking for anything and I ask you where it is, I know you'll never know. You put things down anywhere. A surface is an opportunity to lose something for you.
Everything is a big shelf.
Yeah, everything is a shelf.
Everything's a shelf.
So
Yeah.
that's my favorite quality in you. And you get nervous that I think it's bad, but I think it's so funny. That
I'm
it's
glad. It's just one
literally
of those
on
things
the
where I'm like-
tops of shelves, on tops of the fridge, in the washer dryer, like things. If there is a surface area, it has an opportunity to have something on it that you'll never remember is
Grace,
there.
in psychoanalysis, there is the practice of like unearthing things and looking at your problems head on rather than repressing them.
Okay.
And you would think that if I found out that if I came face to face with how I'm a put down person, that it would help me not do that because
No, it's just
it's only getting worse.
Yeah, no, it's now become your superpower.
Yeah.
It's been shown to light, so now
Mm-hmm.
it's become something that like is in you.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious that I know that I cannot count on you to know where things
Nope.
are.
No.
And there's somehow
Not even
that
my own things.
but somehow that's brings me joy.
Good. I'm glad. Keep going.
What about you? Or is that a question just for me?
Yeah, no, when you eat your cold food in the morning, like your Greek food first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I love cold leftovers in the
Yeah.
morning, and you think that's you think it's gross.
I think it's charming. It's growing on me. It's charming.
You say with your shoulders
Sometimes
touching your
it's-
ears.
Sometimes it's
It's charming.
sometimes it's a little gross. Oh, and then you get real mad when you're playing Scrabble, and then you start going, "It's not looking good for old Helbig."
Oh,
and that
yeah, when
cracks
I
me
start
up a lot.
losing.
You get real upset. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to go on a double date with a celebrity couple. Who are you going with?
Whoa, a double date with a celebrity couple. Who are we going with? Oof. Bert and Ernie.
Deal.
Okay.
Callum Whale says, "Hey Joe."
Callum Whale. What a name.
Yeah, very cool name.
That sounds like an international saxophone player.
Yeah. Callum says, "Hey Joe and Steve, how do you really feel about that Eliot guy?" Joe and Steve probably feel like
They would make up a song right now about you that is the biography of your life.
Yeah, and it'd probably be about me like not liking song bits
Yeah,
or something.
uh-huh.
And then it would be it would be that one of those things
Yep.
that they would do. I miss them. We haven't seen each other in a long time. I don't remember
know.
what they look like. Eamon LeBron says, "You guys could play the newlywed game. It could be a fun way for us to learn more about Grace, but that's not what we're doing." Isn't that
Great
funny?
setup for
What
a
if we-
completely disappointing
How about that?
answer.
Well, it looks like we're not doing that.
But the newlywed game is mostly like, where's the craziest place you've made whoopee?
Thank
So
you.
fun.
Mary. How are you doing? Are you having a fun time on this podcast so
I
far?
am. Is this a stall?
No, I'm genuinely curious.
I'm having a lovely time
Do I
on the
sound-
Valleyfolk podcast.
I feel like I sound more tired than I've ever, like my voice is,
Yeah, your octave is low.
ugh.
It's an early morning octave. You're getting your bearings too.
That's true. It is kind of early. Mm-hmm. What's the worst thing you've ever heard while pretending to be asleep, says Chelsea. That I will not answer, but I do have a comedy special available on Amazon Prime that you can watch about overhearing things. Can you know of anything? Do you really pretend to sleep? Do you recall doing
No,
that?
but I know when I was like a kid pretending to sleep that you
Yeah.
just hear your parents. Yeah.
Ugh. Do
Yeah.
you remember anything?
No, I've heard my parents have sex when I was younger.
You did?
Yeah, and it's like we didn't have a big house. Our walls weren't soundproof. Yeah, that's the worst
Like
thing.
regularly? You heard it regularly?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. I don't want to know. I don't want to know about your past. All right. Yeah, Chelsea, thanks for that horrible.
Yeah, that's it. You know that question has no good answers. You know that nothing good can come of that.
Yep.
And now my day is ruined.
Matthew Mayer has an interesting question. This is something I'd like to talk to you guys about. When you guys experience something interesting together, is there some kind of negotiation that happens where you decide who's allowed to use it for their podcast? That is a great question.
Oh.
No, but we should, because there's
a lot of crossover.
A lot of crossover. Like the hamster Walmart story popped up in like 7 different podcasts.
To be fair, in the world of quarantine, there hasn't been much to mine for our creative endeavors. So when a minor moment happens, we completely extort it for our own purposes and benefits.
But you and Mamrie are like
I feel like there's an unspoken rule that I get to use it because our podcast is specifically dedicated to ridiculous moments throughout the week, whereas the Valleyfolk is a much more lighthearted, intimate look into your lives and thoughts and things about the world at
stuff
large.
That's happening, things that are interesting.
And mine is just very much based on, let me explain this moment that happened.
But sometimes I have nothing to talk about.
I understand. Nor do we ever get upset with each other. We laugh at how ridiculous we're able to stretch a small moment into so much stuff. Because it's like, wow, this is kind of sad that we've had to take this one 30-second moment and use it on 7 different platforms, which also makes you go, are we stretching ourselves too thin?
Too much? Are we stretching ourselves? Maybe we should work, or maybe we should just
do
more
I need to
things.
keep talking? Maybe I should shut the fuck up for a second.
You and Mamrie are like crazy, like good about not revealing stuff to each other before you hit record.
Yeah, she says it's like caged gladiators. That all of a sudden we're allowed out.
I think that's real cool, but then sometimes I'm just like, I see you guys not like talking.
No, we talk. I think it's great that you and Joe and Steve are able to consistently work and create things together and still have enough brain space to talk about whatever you want on your podcast every week.
It's a lovely time.
But that said, I'm also here in replace of the 2 of them, so maybe that's not true at all.